Good afternoon, Unit 5 Real World Interfacing with 18F. So, number of real world system like washing machine, ATM system, rending machine, and mobile need the keypad and a display to enable a human machine interaction. So, large number of electrical engineering applications are based on MCU, that is microcontroller unit. So port structure. So port structure with programming. The one of the most important feature of microcontroller is number of input output port which are used for the connection with peripheral, and the number of input output port and port pins varies depending on which PIC 18F microcontroller is used, but all of them have at least port A and port B pins, and the pins of the port are labeled as RPN, where P is the port letter and N is the port bit number. For example, port A pins are labeled RA0 to RA7, and port B pins are labeled RB0 to RB7, and so on. So the process of controlling the display involves putting in the data that come from the image. Some input output port pins are multiplexed with an alternate function from the peripheral features on the device, and for practical reason, many input output pins have 2 or 3 functions. If pin is used as any other function, then it may not be used as a general purpose input output pin. When working with a port, we may want a register set to control the input output operation, and these registers are TRIS register. That is, this register is used to set a port pin direction, that is input and output. If input is 1, output is output 0. Then port X register, this register is used to send a logic values 1 or 0 on port pins. Then LATX register, this register is used to read a port pin value as well as output latch on port pins. So simplified generalized port structure of PIC 18F microcontroller. Now the ports are A, B, C, D and E of PIC 18F. It consists of ports A, B, C, D and E, and corresponding to its register sets. So port A is an 8-bit wide bidirectional port. There are three registers which are associated with port A, that is port A data register, TRISA, that is port direction register, and port latch register. So TRISA, that is data direction register, it defines the direction of the port A pins, where a logic 1 in a bit position define the pin as an input pin and 0 in a bit position which define it as an output pin. Now port latch register, it is the output latch register which share the same data latch as port A. Writing to one is equivalent to writing to the other. So reading from a LAT, that is port latch register, it activates the buffer at the top of the diagram, and the value held in the port A data latch is transferred to the data bus independent of the state of actual output pin of microcontroller. Then port B we have already seen. Then port C, D and E. In addition to port A and B, PIC 18F452, it has 8-bit bidirectional port C and port D and 3-bit port E. And each port has its own data register. So the data direction register, for example TRISA, and the data latch register, the general operation of this port is similar to that of the port A. So in the PIC 18FX45XX microcontroller, port C is multiplexed with a several peripheral functions. On power on reset, port C pins are configured as a digital input. So port D has a Schmitt-Trigger input buffers. On power on reset, the port D is configured as a digital input, and the port D can be configured as a 8-bit parallel slave port by setting bit 4 of the TRISC register. Now in PIC 18F452 microcontroller, port E is only 3 bit wide. On power on reset, port E pins are configured as an analog input, and register ADC on 1 must be programmed to change these pins to digital input output. Now this diagram shows writing low, that is 0 on port pins. So first case is writing low on pin. So here code for this is given, that is the case writing low on pin. Internal CPU bus data latch output of the data latch, that is Q0 and Q1. Then internal, that is TRIS latch input, set direction of the PXX as output, and the output of TRIS latch Q0 Q1. Then OR gate and AND gate. So the pin is pulled down by the lower FET. Hence at PXX.0 the ground or logic 0 on pin, and the output becomes 0. Then writing high on port pin. Second case is writing high on the port pin. So here diagram for the second case is shown, that is writing high on the port pin. And writing high on port pin, internal CPU data bus latch input is 1, output of data latch is Q1 and 0. Similarly OR gate, AND gate is given, A input 0, B input 0, Y output 0 for OR gate, and for AND gate C, D input is 0 and 1, and Z output is 0, N-type MOSFET. Next is reading low on port pin. So here reading low on port pin diagram is shown. So this diagram is for reading low on port pin. Here is the case for reading low on the port pin. OR gate, AND gate and the read latch is given. Next is reading high, that is 1 on the port pin. The diagram is shown here. So again here the cases are given for reading high. Then next is the interrupts in PIC 18. So next is the interrupts in PIC 18F microcontroller. So the interrupts are the event which cause a program to stop. So PIC 18 has two vectors, high and low. So ISR, that is interrupt source. ISR, it must not have any parameter, it must not be able called by the main code, and it should not call other functions. Then here legacy mode for the interrupt is given. Now what is that? What is the meaning of legacy? What is legacy code? So the PIC 18F interrupt architecture is divided into two mode of operation. One is legacy mode and second is priority mode. So what is legacy mode? The legacy or so interrupt logic, that is legacy mode. So legacy or fixed interrupt refer to the interrupts which uses older bus technologies, and with these technologies the interrupts are signaled by using one or more external pins that are wired out of band, that is separately. So this figure shows the legacy mode interrupt logic in PIC 18. So it consists of TMR O0I, then the core interrupts are shown and the peripheral interrupts are there, and then output of this is given to the OR gate, and we get the interrupt to the CPU, that is vector to 0x000D. Then next is the priority mode. So the priority mode of interrupt structure allows each interrupt source to be assigned a high priority level or low priority level, and the high priority interrupt vector is 000008H and low priority vector is 000018H. So the high priority interrupt event will interrupt any low priority interrupt which may be in progress, and there are set of SFR, that is special function register, which are used to control an interrupt operation. Each interrupt source has 3 bits to control its operation. So the function of these bits are flag bit to indicate that an interrupt event occurs, enable bit which allows a program execution to branch to the interrupt vector address when the flag bit is sent. Now here diagram for the interrupt in PIC 18F priority mode is shown. It consists of the peripheral interrupt flag bit, enable bit, priority bit. There are additional peripheral interrupts are also given. So here is a set of SFR, that is special function registers, and it is used to control the interrupt operation. Interrupt operation means what? Legacy mode and the priority mode. So each interrupt source has 3 bits to control its operation, and the function of these bits are: first function is flag bit to indicate that an interrupt event occurred, and second is enable bit which allows the program execution to branch to the interrupt vector address when the flag bit is set. Now PIC 18 interrupt sources. So these are 3 or 4 external interrupts, that is INT 0 and 3. Edge triggered, rising or falling selected in int con2 register. Also port B interrupt on change, that is RB4 to RB7. Then timer rollover, that is overflow event. Comparator output change, A to D conversion complete, communication channel event. Other peripheral events are also there. Then the next is LED interfacing with PIC 18. So now first we will see the introduction of LED. So what is the long form of LED? LED is light emitting diode. So it is a 2-lead semiconductor light source. It is a PN junction diode which emit the light when activated, and when a suitable voltage is applied to the leads, the electrons are able to recombine with the electron holes within the device, releasing energy in the form of photons. So this effect is called electroluminescence, and the color of light that is corresponding to the energy of the photon, and it is determined by the energy band gap of the semiconductor. So as we know that PIC 18 has approximately 35 input output pins which are used to connect external devices, and these input output pins are divided into 5 ports, that is A, B, C, D and E, and the port pins can be configured using a set of corresponding control registers, that is TRIS port and LAT. So using there are basically 2 ways of connecting LEDs to the controller. One is common anode and other is common cathode. So common anode is, in this mode the anode of all LEDs are connected to the VCC, that is logic high, and cathode is connected to the port pins of the controller. So to turn on the LEDs, we are required to send the logic 0 from the controller of example port B0x00. And common cathode, in this mode the cathode of all LEDs are connected to the ground, that is logic low, and anode is connected to the port pins of the controller. So to turn on the LEDs, we are required to send a logic high from the controller. Now the LEDs here are connected to port B pins in common anode mode, which is when operated in forward bias direction. The LED, that is light emitting diode, are semiconductor devices which convert electrical energy into the light energy. Now here symbol for the LED is shown. It consists of a negative side, that is cathode, short wires, and positive A side, that is anode, that is a long wire. So how does light emitting diode gets its color? Unlike the normal signal diode, which are made for the detection or power rectification and which are made from either germanium or silicon semiconductor materials, the light emitting diodes are made from exotic semiconductor compounds. So different LED compounds emit light in specific regions of the visible light spectrum and therefore produce a different intensity levels. So the LED is to be connected in a forward bias direction or condition across a power supply, and it should be a current limited using a series resistor to protect it from excessive current flow. So never connect an LED directly to a battery or power supply, as it will destroy almost instantly because too much current will pass through it and it will burn out. So LED series resistor circuit. So the series resistor So the series resistor value Rs is calculated by simply using Ohm's law by knowing the required forward current IF of the LED and the supply voltage Vs across the combination and the expected forward voltage drop of the LED. So Vf at the required current level, the current limiting resistor is calculated here. Here Rs is equal to Vs minus Vf by If. So as the colored LED and the colored LED with a forward voltage drop of 2 volt is to be connected to 5 volt stabilized DC power supply. Using the circuit, we can calculate the value of series resistor which is required to limit the forward current to a less than 10 milliampere. Also we can calculate the current flowing through the diode if 100 the series resistor is used instead of the calculated first. So the series resistor required at 10 milliampere. Now an LED can be interfaced with the PIC18FX microcontroller for various purpose and the port pins are configured in the output direction. So once the logic 1 is at the output pin, then an LED will be turned on, and the logic 0, then LED will be turned off. Logic 1 means what? 5 volt DC to the output pin. Logic 0 is 0 volt to the output pin. Now here the interfacing diagram for the same is shown, which consists of the two capacitors and the crystal oscillators and all the port pins. And here is the embedded C program for the interfacing. Now embedded C program for the ring counter is also given here. Thank you.
Hmm.